Get over to Michelle and Chris to talk about this coffee art.
Oh, this is so cool. So, let's look at text really quick though. Because we asked the question, have you ever made something beautiful out of a mess?
It's a perfect segue here.
Today I took the crappy weather and turned it into some tasty indoor fun. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
No fair.
If you're not sharing.
My granddaughter was drawing the sun and she found a black drop of paint in the middle of it. She was sad for a second but brightened it up and made it into a smiley face. See, there you go.
That's beautiful. So that's kind of the story behind Coffee on Canvas. And we have John Norquist here today. And I mean, this is just the coolest thing ever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is obviously super unique art, but you also figured out a way to do something special with it. So explain to us what we're looking at here, because it started as a spill.
Oh, yeah. So everything you see is spilled coffee. I had a coffee pot that was, I don't know, $25 cheapo.
I have one of
pot.
those.
Yes. I mean, every time you poured with a carafe, it would like dribble down the back.
It picks a new spot to leak out of, sure.
And so I'm an engineer by trade, and I would always look at this thing and say, why did they engineer the carafe this way? It's kind of crazy. One day, though, I had spilled coffee and saw just wonderful abstract art out of it, and said, and immediately thought if I could outline it in black ink, capture it on a piece of paper, outline it in black ink, I could probably turn this into beautiful art. So started taping paper to all my countertops, collecting spills literally for months at a time. Me and my wife, every morning spill, we would make our coffee over the paper. And after a couple months, I would turn it into art and upgraded to canvas and went from there.
How far have you, or how big have you grown since you started doing this? Because this is kind of like a side hustle.
Yeah,
is this like a full-time hustle now?
It is an almost full-time hustle now.
Wow.
I like to use the word art mogul. No, I'm just kidding. No, it has grown big. So I did some work for the NFL. I've done work. I fly out to New York a lot. Almost every month I go out to New York and I do, have you heard of the Instagram? So I do like
IG?
Yeah. So I do like Instagram type, influencer type stuff for Folgers Coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, that sort of thing. And it has really taken over my life. Last year it really blew up, and done a lot of work for tech companies locally, the Linux Foundation, and some boutique coffee companies around here, and it's been awesome. It's been really growing.
This went from hobby to where, I mean, you're like noted author now. Or like
Yeah,
noted
or
artist,
something.
How
Again,
did that
art
happen?
mogul. I like
Yes.
it.
But you're also, we wanted to highlight the fact that obviously this is amazing and beautiful, but you're also helping people.
Yeah, so I have a program that I literally started weeks ago. I call it Art to End Homelessness. The goal of the program is to end homelessness. And really the program is very simple. Buy art and 25% of all the proceeds go back to...
Wow.
That's a lot.
I wanted to give as much as I possibly could. It all goes back into actually family shelters. So I essentially have made art for each of the 50 states. And I've partnered with a family homeless shelter in each of those 50 states that, you buy something in Georgia, it goes to a family shelter in Georgia. Here locally, it's Tacoma Rescue Mission. And this whole program came out of about 3 years, almost 4 years, that I volunteered at the Tacoma Rescue Mission, helping out with the elementary and the middle school kids, tutoring and that sort of thing. I used to bring my daughters along, and we would tutor every week. And honestly, man, it just filled a void in my soul. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. The people there were awesome, and it taught me a lot about the shelter system. It taught me a lot about homeless families and the kids that are sort of the casualties of all that. And it's awesome. It's great.
Well, I love it. We have to go. We've run out of time, but I want people to know that you can text the word coffee to 206-448-4545. We sent a link to all of your Instagram, to all of your social accounts, and also, of course, the Art to End Homelessness. So thank you very much for being here, John. And you're going to stick around. We're going to do some art.
Yeah, I'll make some art for the show. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.